about to go bananas. Finally, I can finally say that Tesla is about to go bananas. Now, obviously, I don't think it's going to soar to 400 or 300 or 400 or 500. Not this week, not next week. I don't know. Price action with the stock, I have no idea. But I do know the negative stuff that we kept talking about Tesla just a year ago is now over. It's finished. Personally, I do think we are now going to be going to a little mini bull run for Tesla. As you guys know, Tesla stock trades flat for a long time and just spikes. Now, right now, I do think Tesla stock may go in the high 250s or maybe even the 260s, which was my price target for this year, 2023. Probably could go even as high as 300 with the points that I'm going to share with you guys today, because there's a lot of good stuff happening with Tesla. And I think if Wall Street figures out all this and they price it in, we're in for an explosion, like a banana-like explosion. So if you guys are ready, man, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Let's go. My first reason is obviously the Cybertruck. Guys, 4 days until the Cybertruck is released to the wild. That's wild. That's absolutely exciting. And if you guys are on X, you guys then seen all the lineups in stores, people coming out to check out the Cybertruck, which is absolutely insane. For a second, it kind of looks like what's been happening to Apple in their early days when they wanted to go buy the iPhone. Now we see a lineup for Tesla checking out the Cybertruck, which is very interesting. Obviously, people are not there to buy the car, and even if you want to buy the car, you have to order it online. They're there to check it out, but this is bullish because this is free advertisement for Tesla. All those people going in, checking out the Cybertruck, oh yeah, that's the icon that everyone keeps talking about. Let me learn more about the other models. Oh, wow, whoa, I can only, charge at home and superchargers that much? No annual service? Whoa. They get educated about it. They learn more about EVs and how beneficial they are compared to gas cars, which will lead to potential buyers of Tesla. So it's crazy, and Tesla didn't have to spend a penny on that. Sheesh! I made a post about this on X. You guys can pause to check it out, or you guys can follow me on X as well. All right, so that's number one. That's Cybertruck is obvious number one. Number two is a big one, and that's FSD entry to China. Guys, this is absolutely huge. What makes this so significant is that Tesla already has a lot of vehicles. I'm gonna eat that later, whatever. Anyways, oh no, does that mean that Tesla stock will not be going bananas because my banana fell? Oh boy. Whatever. What this means is that there's a lot of customers already with Teslas in China that can opt in for FSD. After the United States, it's China. So imagine all those customers that want to get FSD. Now, if you're a Tesla bear or someone who doesn't believe these things, they go like,
wait a minute, man, no, nobody wants to do FSD.
Well, there was a study just earlier this year that 80% of car buyers in China are willing to pay for and try full self-driving. That is fantastic news for Tesla because soon this will apply to Tesla. Guys, this is a very big deal. The more data, now Tesla's gonna collect more data once it's open in China. The more data Tesla gets, the sooner this thing will get solved. The sooner it gets solved, the sooner we can get FSD licensing, robotaxis, the sooner we go to the moon, man. The bananas, that my banana fell, man, that's absolutely insane. But this is a very, very big sheesh moment, in my opinion. And here's the thing, this will increase margins for Tesla. At the moment in their income statement, they don't have the full self-driving revenue and profits separately. The FSD revenue is included in the average selling price. And if this happens, if the FSD beta goes to China, which pretty much looks like it is, it's just a matter of time now, then we can expect a higher margin because we can expect more people. I'm not too sure if Chinese customers can get the one-time purchase or the monthly. That is still unsure. We don't know that yet, but we do know they gotta pay for it, and that's gonna increase the average selling price, hence increasing Tesla's margin. Extremely bullish. 80%, guys. That's a sheesh moment right there. On other news, FSD version 12 is now being rolled out to employees and then hopefully later on to the general public. But we do know that in the United States, at least, FSD version 12 is no longer beta. So anybody who has a Tesla, they can get it, that is also going to increase average selling price for Tesla, increase their margin. So that's a sheesh moment right there. And then other interesting news, and I think everyone knows everyone knows already, is that the Cruise CEO has resigned. Why did he resign? Because San Francisco or California revoked or took away their full self-driving licenses, how they do the robotaxis there, because one of their cars ran over I shouldn't be laughing, it's terrible. But they ran over someone and it didn't stop until I think it was 20 foot or something. So because of that, they got their license revoked and he stepped down. It pretty much just shows that the business model or the model of their types of FSD towards solving autonomy doesn't work. And I'm surprised Waymo has much better data and they're doing better than Cruise, but still it's similar technology. This is why I don't think these companies are going to fully solve it. And if they do, it's not going to be practical or scalable. That's why I think Tesla's right here with their FSD. Everyone else is just here, wannabes. You know what I mean? They're trying so hard, but it just isn't working, right? So all that just gives more conviction for me in Tesla. And I'm just going to buy more shares because I'm going all in into Tesla stock. And it shows that Tesla's way of solving FSD is the correct way. The third reasoning is that Tesla Shanghai, they're increasing prices on their vehicles, on the Model Y and even on the Highland, and they're blaming it on material costs has gone up. But when they were reducing prices, they were saying material cost has gone down. So I don't know. I don't buy that at all. I do think there is overall demand. That's why the Y is also going up. So that's very bullish, absolutely bullish. And the crazy thing is that Shanghai is at full production and they're increasing prices. So that shows a sign that people who set off cars to want to buy cars are now slowly thinking about buying cars. Is this the start of the end of the recession? Right? So that's interesting. It's very interesting to see how people are now thinking in China are thinking to buy cars now. That's pretty interesting. Now that's a third reason. My fourth reason is entry to India. Man, Tesla entering India is a huge market. Recently, Elon met with Modi and they're willing to cut some taxes for EVs coming from, I think it'll be from Europe coming into India. There also talks about gigafactories being open in India. We don't know that yet. But guys, India is a huge market. That's right. I know I'm gonna get bashed a lot that the market in India, people don't have enough money to buy 30,000-40,000 cars on the scale for the majority of people. But guys, it's a population of 1.4 billion people. Just 10% of that, 140 million people, if they could afford a Tesla, I mean, come on, like the market is huge. You got enough people, and it's not like the whole country is poor. That's just the wrong way of thinking about it. And if you guys want to look 5-10 years ahead, India is setting themselves up to become one of the greatest or the highest rate of growth in terms of GDP and an economy in the next 5-10 years. Everyone is slowly moving away from China to get manufactured in India because they're de-risking from China. So you can imagine how India is gonna, grow. It's gonna be insane. And when the GDP grows, the economy grows, people's salary increases, people come out of poverty, and people can afford more things. The quality of life in the next 5-10 years or 10 years from today is going to look completely different than now. That's all I'm going to say. And I do think Tesla's going to benefit greatly even if they enter this year, next year. The future is bright for India, in my opinion. And if I had the chance to invest in like the S&P of India, I would. They have a fantastic stock market and they have a great growth ahead of them. So again, entering India, huge market and a great long-term idea, great long-term investment for Tesla. No doubt about that. Number 5, no interest rate hikes anymore. Cuts is more likely. Now we do know a lot of countries now like Canada, the UK, and some other European countries are thinking about cutting rates now, or at least no more hiking. I know in Canada they're thinking to cut in April. The US hasn't increased any rates since July or August. I think that was the last increase they did. And they haven't increased it for some time now. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months, especially when CPI and inflation is continuing to go down and maybe hitting deflationary. So in my opinion, I don't think there's going to be any interest rate hikes, even though I thought we're going to have 1 or 2 more by end of the year. I've scratched that out completely. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think we're at a pause until we have to bring them down. And I do think next year we may have a mild recession first half of 2024, maybe end of first half of 2024. If that even happens, I'm not too sure. I know in Canada, we're already in a flipping recession. But in the US, I think there is going to be a soft landing. It's incredible, absolutely insane. Never thought they would actually do that, but it looks like a soft landing is. And following up to my 6th point is mild recession that I think is going to happen the first half of 2024. It's already baked into the stock and I think into many stocks already. If we don't get any more black swans, another pandemic or another war breaking out anywhere, and inflation keeps going lower, I do think we're in for a strong 2024 and even a stronger one in 2025. It's going to be absolutely insane. So the big chunk, the big boys, are the interest rates. If the interest rates go down, that would mean Tesla can increase their prices again to match the monthly cost of what it is now, because that's what they did in the earlier this year. Interest rates went up, so Tesla had to bring down the prices so the monthly payment on the leasing or financing can match what it was prior to that. And so if interest rates go down, Tesla will probably have to increase prices on vehicles to match that monthly amount. So, sheesh. And some extras here and there. Highland, it's rumored that by, I think, January, you can pre-order the Highland in North America. So that's also very exciting. That'll definitely attract new customers to come in because the Highland is cheaper and the cost is less for Tesla and there's a higher margin for Tesla. So it's a win-win. The Model 3 Highland is a win-win for everybody. Especially that you can get one in California now for less than $30,000. Lucky, man. You guys are lucky. So these are the reasons why I think Tesla's gonna go bananas. However, though, anything could happen next month after that. Could the Cybertruck be sell the news kind of thing on November 30th? Maybe the stock will go down because we learned about pricing and pricing is much higher than everyone thought. That would mean people will cancel the reservations more than expected. At the end of the day, these are all short-term noise in my opinion. I do believe that the negative stuff for Tesla, the major ones, is over, especially when rates get cut. I don't think it's hard stopping this beast now. So I think from now on, I think Tesla, if it goes to 200 again, oh my God, I'm probably gonna again sell everything and buy Tesla stock as much as I can. I've slowed down on buying some Tesla stock because it is going back up again, but if it hits 200 or below, next time you guys watch this video and that happened, you may not see these things anymore, my laptop and all that, because I'll probably have to sell and buy more. Because it'll just be ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous, especially with all these things happening with Tesla. It's extremely bullish. Nonetheless, my stock price for this year is still 260. So I do think we're going to end somewhere around there by end of this year. And I mean, it hit 260 so many times this year. It was like 15, 16 times. It was hilarious. But we're not in Tesla for next year or the year after that. We're in it until 2030 at least, right? Right? Well, at least until 2025, 2026. And what's going to happen those 2 years, we're going to forget about 2023. And I made a video about it right here. Obviously, it's just a prediction alone. Take everything with a grain of salt and do your DD. But it's interesting. This likely scenario, I kept it as realistic as possible on the stock prices. Is pretty, very, very interesting. Check it out. You'll be disappointed. Guys, get your About the Depth t-shirt if you all want to support me. And I love you all. Either way, subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.